but I was like, you know what? If I go back, I might not have a chance to do it again because I don't believe in, half effort.
Got it. And a couple of things there, and I want to really go into this. So you said 4 years, you've built up to 7 figures. You started at zero. What happened to the company that was the startup that you started the marketing company for? Did that go by the wayside? Yeah. So it was.
Yeah, it went by the side.
Go ahead.
It went by the side. So we pivoted like another couple of times since then. Now it's into the process of trying to brainstorm and see what we're gonna do with that. It started as a LinkedIn of sports. It's the startup was Champions ID. Was an attempt of me to bridge my two passions, which is sports and business, and trying to find a way to help athletes because I was one of them in the past. But the monetization angle didn't work out very well for us, and that's why currently we are trying to figure out what's going to be next for us.
I absolutely love this because what I'm hearing here is that you built a business, but that business that actually was successful, the one that took off, was not the one that you started. But if you didn't start the first business, you would never have gotten to the second business, right? So I tell entrepreneurs all the time, they're like, I don't know what to do. It's like, just start and go fail. Yeah. And it's okay to fail because your failure will lead to something else. Because if you just keep going and keep grinding, right, and keep learning, you will be successful. And you're a great testament to that. So I love those kind of stories that, you know what, this business, we're still working on it, but I got this other business from that, and I just love stories like that. That's why I always say to people that, this is a journey. It's not like, I'm targeting this thing and I'm going after it. You might embark for a journey towards a destination you have in your head, but you might end up in, somewhere totally different, somewhere totally more exciting that you had in your mind. Just embark, the journey. I love that so much. Now, how long did it take to get, tell me about that first year as you were starting. How quickly did you hire a team? How much money were you making in the first year? Those kind of things.
Okay, so with Simply Digital, I started with another person that I trusted a lot at this point of time. So we decided to join forces and do things in parallel. He had a better digital marketing background. I had a better branding and strategic background. So we decided to join forces. But through the process, I saw that, consistency-wise, we couldn't do that together. So he had different things on his plate. I had only this on my plate. It was less important for him. It was much more important for me. So I decided to split roles, take it all on my own, change completely direction. And for at least 6 months, I was a one-man show. It was everything on me. I was doing everything. I was just having some freelancers, from here and there for things that I couldn't do myself, using platforms like Upwork and Fiverr and, stuff like that, selectively trying to find some people. And then I made my first hire, who was my sister, who back then, was trying to find her next professional step. And I was like, okay, come with me. I know how to work with you. I've worked with you before. I believe that, I can form you into something new. By the way, my sister had nothing to do with marketing, nothing to do with digital marketing, but I really believe that, the most important trait is you being willing to learn, being willing to wear multiple hats, and you become, being at least somehow creative, because, creativity is really important in anything we do on the marketing end. So, I worked with her, and for the first couple of months, it was really tough because everything that I built in my freelancer period of the 6 months stopped working immediately after I hired my sister. So for a couple of months, we had almost zero revenue. We lost most of our clients, and I was like, what the fuck I'm going to do now? I mean, I hired the person, I hired my sister, I need to deliver the promise, and I need to find clients. So for a couple of months, we focused solely on creating content. That's what we did. Article writing, creating big guides about, the main keywords of our business, focusing on social media, starting my YouTube channel back then. And after a couple of months, I started getting tons of leads, tons of Greek leads.
Where were those coming from mainly? Where was the main source of those leads?
YouTube and my blog. So nothing was PPC based. Everything was organic based. After a couple of months that the content started registering and started increasing its reach, started bringing me exactly the people that I was hoping that it will bring to me. So businesses that were really trying to find specific answers on specific questions. So I doubled down on that. I hired a couple of people more. I built a performance marketing team. I got a couple of designers, and that step by step we started growing our business within a year from the moment that we had nothing.
That's awesome. And then tell me a little bit about how you survived during that time. I know for me, when I started, I quit my job cold turkey. I went out, started doing email marketing, and it was tough, right? Like I literally lived on credit cards and just paid rent on, like one time I even ran my credit card on my own machine. Like I'm charging myself, right? Cause I needed the money to pay rent. And so like I ran it like I made money, I didn't. And then I had to like go out and hustle sales. How did you make it during that time?
It was tough. I was really very skeptical about going back to my corporate career, because I had a very good CV. I had many proposals coming in, from time to time. So I was really skeptical about, should I continue? Should I keep doing that? Maybe take a job and maybe try in the side to come back into the entrepreneurial journey. But I was like, you know what? If I go back, I might not have a chance to do it again, because I don't believe in, half effort. I don't believe in doing that in the side. I believe that, once you decide that you're all in, you're all in. That's it. Yeah. You need to find a way. And I believe very much, and that comes from my sports days as well, that you perform the best when you have your back on the wall. So there's no other option of you to go back. You are on the wall, you need to go forward, so you need to find a way to eat. You need to find a way to deliver something, to start getting something out that is valuable enough for people to pay. So, and I was, I was having the confidence that I had value to offer to people.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're not probably a fan of people, and I see this happen sometimes, and people have been successful doing it, but probably not a fan of like, hey, I have my full-time job and I'm trying to start my other job over here. That's, to me, I had to quit my job because it put me into that position. Yeah. Okay.
Same here.
Yeah.
I did it for a couple of months, 3 months, when I was building my startup, at least to form an idea. I didn't jump from a full-time job to an entrepreneurial effort, by having a side income. I didn't have any side income at that point. I was just having a paper with some ideas and a developer that I found to bring my idea to life. Nothing, no income, nothing. So yes, I believe it, but I believe also that it's not for everybody.
Yeah, that's 100% right. You have to know. I always tell people, if you enjoy comfort over opportunity, then you're not an entrepreneur, right? If you're totally. Like, hey, I don't want to be uncomfortable. I just rather take the security. I know it's less money. Don't go into the entrepreneur world. But I want to talk to you really quickly on the TikTok side of things, because I know you've really blown up on TikTok. I know it's fairly new, right? Like TikTok's a newer thing. I know you didn't start there with your agency. So what has made your TikTok so successful, and then how has that helped you with your business?
So TikTok was an experiment for me. I saw the whole buzz. I saw the whole excitement and the craziness over the organic growth of people. And if you are in marketing, you can really not ignore the way that people were getting attention or growing organically, because marketing is all about attention, right? Marketing is all about getting underpriced attention and turning that into some kind of conversion. That's all. That's what we do. So if you're a marketeer, a digital marketer, you cannot really ignore that. So in the middle of the pandemic, I was like, okay, you can really invest some time in this platform and see if that's something that you want to do, or you have a place in that, or you can really capitalize on this kind of organic craziness. And I said, okay, I will give it a couple of months, show up daily. I was already in the process of really showing up every single day on Instagram and educate and teaching myself to be more consistent, to change completely my content approach, become much more valuable than I used to be. And I took this kind of learning of the last 6 months that I was doing on Instagram, and I put it on TikTok by accepting the culture of the platform. So I tried to adapt a bit in the platform, but without losing myself, my originality, not trying to jump into trends and jumping around or whatever people were doing back then. And after a couple of months, I saw some crazy results. I kept pushing, and 1 year later, I was at 2 million followers. And the great part was that this got translated into a crazy monetization as well. So I got tons of consultations out of that. I got tons of branded partnerships because of that. So people wanted to be promoted through my channels, but also I got more clients from that. So I got the attention. People started talking with me. They understood that I could help their business, and that's how we have more clients right now. And we're nearing 8 figures in hopefully next year. So that's step by step how you really use the things that you do in order to grow what you already do, right? So you need to have a plan. It's not like just TikTok makes views into money. You need to have a plan. You need to have a business around that. But once you translate that into money, into a funnel, this can work miracles for you.
That's awesome. Is there one kind of like video format that's worked really well for you, or one approach that you've been like, this is like my go-to that's been consistent?
Yeah. So before that, before I jump on TikTok, I was trying to play the carousel games on Instagram, which was really popular back then. It was a great format to tell a story, to become much more valuable. You were actually microblogging through carousels, and that was having a huge impact on people. Too many saves, too many shares. The interactions were really higher than single posts. And then I saw the craziness with short videos. So TikTok became the evangelist of short video. The platform is the reason why everything is really going into short video right now. And I said to myself, okay, you need to become more valuable in a shorter period of time. So I was trained into creating good YouTube videos back then for my Greek audience, but then I had to push myself to become much more valuable and squeeze it in 15, 20, 30 seconds max.
Which is hard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not as easy as people believe, because it's not just about, creating a video in 30 seconds. That's easy. The thing is having a promise that will excite people and delivering the promise in 30 seconds. That's what viral videos are all about. You start with a hook because it's a crazy swiping up culture, and you need to grab them before they swipe up with a promise, with a hook, deliver the promise, and over-deliver actually the promise if you want to get this excitement that gets the videos popular and viral. That's what TikTok is all about. That's how they created the algorithm, and that's how all the other platforms copied the exact same equation.